Hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. I'm Teacher Oakley. And today, in this class, we are going to be learning vocabulary to discuss natural disasters. Very much in the news lately. So very topical, unfortunately, sadly. Not only will we be learning individual noun straight up vocabulary words, we'll also be looking at co-locating them with verbs and adjectives in sentences. So really we're learning vocabulary literally to discuss sentences and phrases as well that we use when we're talking about natural disasters. We will do this by a mix of some fill-in-the-blank exercises, maybe a little mix and match, and as we go along, I'll be talking about some of these things with you, so a little conversation and discussion thrown in as well for good measure. Okay, first of all, let me welcome some students to the class. Good morning, Geverson. Is that correct, Geverson?
Yes, yes. Good morning to you, and is even to me.
Oh, good.
Here in Brazil is 11 p.m.
Okay.
So,
Good evening to you.
And I'm from São Paulo, Brazil.
Great. Okay.
And is it okay?
Okay. Well, welcome to the class. I'm Teacher Oakley. You can just call me Oakley. That's fine. And I'm an American, but I'm currently living in the Philippines. So it's morning for me. So welcome to the class, Geverson. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me also welcome some others. Hello, Jorge. Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
Actually, how are you?
I'm fine. Welcome. Welcome.
It's evening here.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, good evening to you. Also, welcome Anna. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I am fine, thank you.
Great. Welcome to the class. Hello, Alejandro. Hey.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome
Hello.
to the class. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Okay, and hello to Hussein. Hello, Hussein.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you today?
Thank you.
Great.
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great so far. So far. Ask me in about 6 hours, 6 verbaling classes from now. Might give you another answer. Xingyu, good morning. Hi, Xingyu.
Hi, teacher. Long time no see.
Oh, yeah. Well, not that long.
I think you are the most hardworking teacher on Verbling.
Damn right, Xingyu.
Yes. You have done a lot of lesson on Verbling.
Yeah, I try. I try to plug the holes.
Well, I don't have time. I often watch the records you made.
Recordings. The nouns.
I
Recording.
often watch the recordings you have made.
Okay.
It's very awesome.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's great. Thank you. Okay. First, we're going to start off. I'm going to do a screen share, and we're going to look at the very basic nouns that describe different natural disasters. In fact, we're going to go ahead and just define them, get the easy part out of the way first. Okay. Now, all right, we'll talk about them as we go along a little bit. My whole entire life is a natural disaster, so I feel like an experienced professional talking to you about all of this here today. So I'm very confident with this lesson. All right, here we go. natural disasters. Okay. Again, straight up vocabulary. So what I would like you to do, I'll go around the class, and I'd like you to read the definition and say what it is. That defines a whatever. Okay, starting with you, Geverson, first in the class. Number one.
Okay, teacher. Sorry, can you repeat the question? I was not reading.
Okay, all I would like you to do is read the description. In this case, in this particular exercise, it's actually the definition. Read the
Okay.
definition, and then tell me which word it is defining.
Okay. A long period with little or no rain. This is little or no rain. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. I think drought, maybe.
There you go. You got it. Drought.
Yes, it was a kick.
Okay. Well, that's it.
It was by chance.
Okay, but now you've learned a new word. All right, a drought. More or less the opposite of a flood. When there's no rain, the ground dries up, the plants die, drinking water starts running low. Do you ever have droughts there in Brazil, Geverson?
Yes, and there is a region in my country, northeast, that is a more drought, and the south part of the country is more wet, or I don't know.
Sure. That would be appropriate. It's more wet. It's more dry. It's okay to say that in English. That's applicable. A very dry area, which is consistently dry. A drought, of course, is when there's a lot less rain than normal, usually. But if it's consistently dry, you can describe it with the adjective arid. It's an arid area. Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. Moving on. Number two. Jorge. Number two, please.
Okay. A sudden violent movement of the surface of the Earth caused by the shifting of the Earth's tectonic plates. It's earthquake.
Okay, and of course, this has been very much in the news lately. I'm sure you've heard about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Nepal. Tragic. Very, very tragic. Horrible. Horrible earthquake. Yeah.
Had you heard the Nepal earthquake?
Sure, of course. Of course, it's in the news constantly. Yes, earthquakes can be. Jorge, what do you think the likelihood percentage? 80%, 50%, 100%. What is the likelihood of an earthquake happening on planet Earth today?
I have no idea.
Really? I know. I'm absolutely positive of the answer. Does anybody know? What is the likelihood of having an earthquake today? Somewhere in the world.
I think the likelihood of the earthquake is 99.
Yeah, it's closer to 100. Actually, you're right there. That's right. There are about 100 earthquakes every single day, but many of them are so small that we don't feel them, or they're in remote areas or in the middle of the ocean or what have you. So there are earthquakes every single day, actually. Just very few of them are violent or in populated areas. Yeah, true.
Okay.
Or hey, here's another interesting fun fact. Fun fact. This is a very depressing topic, and I'm full of fun facts about this. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, Jorge. Do you know what fracking is?
No,
Fracking. Anybody in the
no,
class know what
I
fracking
don't.
is? What am I talking about as a verb? Fracking. Anybody know? Okay. Just so happens, well, good. Here's another vocabulary word for you, which happens to be related to earthquakes. Recently, they have figured out the fracking is the technology of shooting water into the ground to basically, water and oil don't mix. So this is very, very basic kindergarten explanation, okay? I'm not a scientist. But basically, they shoot water into the ground, and it causes the oil or gas to rise up, and then they can more or less suck it up out of the hole. It's a way to recover oil that they couldn't get before. It's a new technology for getting oil. Recently, in the United States, a few states that have been doing this all over their state, this wide areas, are experiencing great numbers, huge numbers of earthquakes in areas that never had earthquakes before. They started doing this just 2-3 years ago. So this is a very interesting phenomenon that's been in the news a little bit. I personally feel it should be in the news a lot more. But anyway, a little scary.
Yeah,
Man-made earthquakes.
But you want, what did you want to say is that in the areas in which people practice fracking is started to suffer earthquakes?
Yes, because not only do they inject, it takes a lot of water to do this process, and then it creates wastewater, obviously toxic water mixed with oil, and they have to dispose of that. So they shoot a lot of water back into the ground, into cavities in the Earth's mantle, in the Earth's crust, not the mantle, sorry, in the Earth's crust, and that what happens is well, what do you expect it's going to do when you fill, caves and underground vast areas of cavities with thousands of pounds of pressure of water? Of course, things shift around and move. So, in other words, not only are earthquakes caused by the shifting of the Earth's tectonic plates, but there is new evidence, not solid proven, but there's new evidence that man-made fracking, oil extraction, is also causing earthquakes. Okay.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, you're going to learn a little English, you're going to learn a little science. Yeah, we got it all going on here. Oh, you betcha. Okay, Anna, can you look at the next one, please?
When huge areas of woodland are alight, often caused by someone carelessly throwing a cigarette from a car. Forest fire?
Okay, indeed, forest fire. Okay, Anna, pronunciation, caused. Get the
Caused.
caused, yes. After the Z sound in a past tense verb, the D will just sound like an immediate D, caused. There you go. Also, a little bit of a strange vocabulary word in this definition as well. Alight. Something is alight. It's on fire. Kind of more rare word, burning, you could say, simply enough. Okay, there's many reasons for forest fires: lightning, cigarettes, campfires, whatever. Anna, where are you from again? Can you remind me?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Where are you from?
Okay, I am Mexican.
Okay. You have forest fires in Mexico, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, they happen there. Yeah, a lot of forest fires in the western part of the United States and Canada and Mexico, I think. Right?
Yes, yes, yes. Many places
Right.
are fire.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a forest fire, Anna?
Can you repeat, please?
Sure. Have you ever seen a forest fire?
Uh, yes, yes. This weekend I went to Acapulco, and in the road I seen two forest fire.
No kidding. Wow. Uh, can you describe it a little? What did you see? What did it look like?
Yes, the first only I seen maybe 5 meters. There are five. The tries, and the second I see so far this, uh, but I seen that it was very horrible and smell
Hmm.
bad. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, bad smell. Yeah, I used to live in California. I saw one. The sky was like black and the sun was red, really red, like fire engine red. And there were pieces of leaves and even sticks and branches falling out of the sky. Pretty scary stuff. Debris landing on your head. Uh, okay. All right, we're gonna continue. Let me quickly welcome Luciano. Hello, Luciano. Welcome.
Hello, Auckland. Thank
Hello.
you. How are you?
I'm good. Luciano, that's a really cool avatar you have. I like that.
Thank you.
Gnarly dude.
Sorry, sorry for interrupting, Oakley.
Yes.
About allied, can you explain again? Allied, woodland or allied?
Okay. Okay. First of all, woodland is like
No problem.
forest. The
Forest.
forest, so trees.
Yes.
Okay. They were alight. That means they were on fire. I might. It would be more common to say huge areas of forest are burning. Would be the same thing. Something is alight. It's on fire. That's it.
On fire.
Or burning. Okay. We
Thank
got to get going. We got a lot more material here. So Alejandro, number 4, please.
Yes, when an area of land which is usually dry becomes covered in water, often forcing people to leave their homes. I think it is flood.
Of course
Flood.
it
I
is.
don't know.
Yeah, Alejandro. Yeah, everybody. Many second language speakers they know the word, but they mess up the pronunciation. So it's flood, flood.
Flood. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
flood.
that's it. Okay, you are by far not the only one who has difficulty. It's the sound, flood. Okay. Have you ever seen a flood, Alejandro?
Yeah, sure. Here in my city and in other places here in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a child, it was very frequently in a neighbor who lives.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If there's a very heavy rain or in the spring when snow melts, we sometimes some areas see flash floods. Flash floods. This is a very common expression. They're very fast. You know, they come up not over rain for 3 or 4 days, but 3 or 4 hours, like that. Yeah, that's another phenomenon. related to floods. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Hussein. Oh, okay.
Very strong circular winds which suck things up into them. Is it is tornado?
It is. Hussein, do you know another word for tornado?
Uh, mm, mm, uh,
Okay.
Typhoon.
No, a typhoon is more like a hurricane. Okay, the really big ones. A tornado is smaller, but in fact more violent. Tornadoes are the ones that you see like in the United States that rip up houses, and they're like a funnel cloud. Okay, a funnel cloud comes down. Also called a waterspout. Very good. Thank you. A waterspout when they're over water, they happen over water. So they're called a waterspout at that time. Or a twister, also called twisters. These are very scary, I'll tell you that. I have been very close to a tornado, and I never want to do that again. I do not believe I was ever so frightened in my life. Okay.
How does it feel, teacher?
How's it feel? Well, okay, let me
Can you
explain.
describe that?
You've seen it in movies, you've seen it on television. All right? Let me tell you what you don't know. Okay? Let me give you 3 points that you don't know, or I didn't know before I experienced it. Number 1, you think it's a wind that's spinning. So you think the wind's going to come at you very strong from one direction. Not true. The wind is blowing up your pant leg, blowing down your shirt collar, blowing inside your armpits. It seems to be coming from every possible direction at the same time. It's very, very odd. It's very unnerving. Number 2, it is exceptionally loud. If you stick your head next to a train track when the train is going by, when a 100-car train goes by, you might get the idea. You could not hear your own self scream. Okay? It is really loud. Number 3, you see in the movies on TV and such, you see cows flying through the air and cars flying and houses being flattened. You see all those dramatic, large objects flying around dramatically. However, in real life, what you really are experiencing is 8 billion tiny pieces of sand flying around into your ears, up your nose, up your pant legs. I had sand in my crotch after I experienced this, and I'm fully clothed with underwear and pants on. Unbelievable. You can't see anything because you can't open your eyes. It's like sensory deprivation. You can't hear, you can't feel because sand is hitting you everywhere. You can't see anything, you can't open your eyes. It's very, very scary. You have no control, and it's like sensory deprivation. You have no sight, no sound. It's really, really frightening. Anyway, that's my experience.
It's good to know that. It's good to know that. Thank you.
But, okay, don't panic. Good luck with that, but don't panic.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Anyway, there you go. Okay, moving on. Okay, Xingyu. Number 6, please.
Number 6, a huge wave which builds up in a sea over thousands of miles. Tidal wave.
Tidal wave. Do you know another name for that? Xingyu?
Typhoon.
No. Actually, no. Again, a typhoon is much more like a hurricane. Another word for that is a Japanese word, actually, which has been adopted into English. That's it. Yes, Jorge's got it. Tsunami. And he's even got the spelling. Good job, Jorge. Nice. It's a hard word to spell. Yes, a tsunami a tsunami is caused by an earthquake in the ocean. So water displacement causes a profound amount of water to roll out away from the epicenter. Ooh, there's a word. The center of an earthquake is the epicenter. So the water rolls out from that epicenter. And a few years ago, Japan, of course, experienced a major tsunami. Big, huge problem. Very scary stuff there. Yeah. Okay. Zinho, have you ever been in a tsunami?
One of my friends have
Really?
experienced this disaster.
Really? Oh my gosh.
A few years ago, he was touring in Japan. He was sitting on the beach. Suddenly, the sea level was beginning to rise. He tried his best to run and run. Finally, he was alive.
Yeah, that's about all you can do. Run, run far and run fast. Okay. Scary stuff.
He ran into the mountains.
Yeah, of course. Head for high ground, as we say. Okay. All right, Luciano, how about number 7?
Okay, it's my first time. I'm
It's
a
okay.
little nervous,
Don't be nervous.
but
You're
okay.
good.
A very powerful storm, often at sea.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It is a hurricane.
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 That's it. Now, people keep suggesting typhoon. A hurricane and a typhoon are virtually the same thing. But a hurricane happens in the Atlantic and a typhoon happens in the Pacific. I have experienced both. In my opinion, I've been in like 2 or 3 hurricanes and 3 or 4 typhoons. Hurricanes are windier, but typhoons have more rain. That's been my experience. But generally speaking, they're the same kind of thing. It's where there's an eye, okay, a spot of calm in the middle, and enormous circular motion storm. Luciano, have you ever experienced? Are you also from Brazil, Luciano?
Yes, I am. I'm from Brazil.
That's okay. Serious question. I do not know. Does Brazil ever have hurricanes?
I think it's not happening here.
Really? Okay.
But I'm not.
Okay. I do not know.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah. Okay. These are really, really huge storms. It's I'm originally American, and in America, I don't know. There's maybe 6 or 8 hurricanes a year. Now I live in the Philippines currently. Luciano, guess how many typhoons a year, average, we get in the Philippines? Take a guess.
I don't know. 1,000?
No, that would be crazy. Oh my God, everyone would be dead. Oh, that's what a terrifying guess. Don't do that again. You're scaring me. Global
I'm
warming.
sorry.
There will be 1,000. There will be 1,000 in 20 years. Oh my goodness.
I,
No,
I
but
think
there are a lot though.
I think
Yeah.
it's based on the earthquake probability that you said
Uh,
before.
well,
He based on
instead,
that number, I think. You say the last time more or less 1,000 earthquakes in average, and
no,
maybe
I said there's
he
an
got the
average.
number.
There's many earthquakes. There's an earthquake every day. There's like hundreds of earthquakes every day. No, they're not really associated with earthquakes. A hurricane or typhoon is caused by what it's usually caused by. They start in the ocean, and you have a huge differential of the air above and the sea temperature. I think I might have this backwards. Okay, guys, I'm not a scientist, but I think the air up top is a lot warmer than the. I can't remember if vice versa. One or the other, I can't remember. The air up high is cold and the temperature of the ocean is warm, or the other way around. But anyway, also it's when also two high and low pressure slide against each other and just start a spin. So it starts a huge. They spin. There's a huge spinning motion. And anyway, the Philippines has an average of 20 typhoons hit the Philippines, or at least the Philippine area of responsibility, every year. So there's a lot. I can pretty much count on in my area at least one every year. Every year that I've been here. Okay, moving on. Next one, Geverson, number 8.
Okay, a large mountain and which erupts from time to time and sends rocks up into the air, and molten rock pours down the side.
Yeah,
It's a volcano.
volcano. In English,
Volcano.
volcano. Mm-hmm.
Volcano. Okay.
And what's the red, burning, dangerous, scary? It's a little extra vocabulary here. What's the stuff that comes out that slides down the mountain? Do you know?
Yes. I
You know
think
what it's called?
it's common to say that near the volcans, volcano,
Coming out of
uh,
the yeah.
it's common to find diamonds, like
Diamond. Okay.
diamonds.
What?
I don't know how to pronounce that.
You ever said
This is
you're gonna go to volcanoes and start mining for diamonds? I think you're crazy, man.
diamonds.
Diamonds. We don't usually 2 syllables. Diamonds. Diamonds.
Ah, okay. I
Yeah.
was explaining wrong.
No, it's okay. No, I think you're right about the diamonds, but I was talking about the red, hot, molten rock. It's called lava, almost. Jorge had it.
Hmm.
Lava with a V. Lava. And really, the biggest dangers are not lava. People can almost run away from the lava. The problem is there are toxic fumes, deadly gases, and ash. A lot of ash. A great deal of ash. And actually, lava isn't the problem. There's something called Lahar. Do you know what Lahar is? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't.
It's a city in
Uh,
Pakistan, Lahar.
well, that's true too. I forgot about that one. Yeah, you're right. It is. Um, I can't figure out how to spell Lahar. Maybe it's uh okay, now I got it. I found it. All right, there's no E. Okay. Lahar. Okay. It is a city in Pakistan, but also Lahar is when the ash mixed with water. Of course, a volcano is a mountain. Mountains hold a lot of water in springs and natural cavities. what happens when a volcano blows is the ash mixes with hot, boiling, steaming water, and it creates an enormous flood. Okay, not like rain, because rain is everywhere, but it follows the river paths, and it just mows over everything. It's kind of like, it's almost like a Lahar flow is kind of like a tidal wave, but where the rivers are. And it's very, very dangerous and scary. And it's the actually where I live in the Philippines, only a quarter of a kilometer away, there's a river. Okay, there was a volcano back in 1992. This river is very tiny. I mean, I can step across the river. It's a stream. It's not a river. It's tiny, but it's amazing because the riverbanks, okay, the ditch in the earth, the riverbanks, and from side to side are like a quarter kilometer wide. That's because there was a Lahar flow. It's not because of this river. This river's tiny. But the Lahar flow is huge. It's amazing. It's quite impressive to look at. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, okay. Be careful of volcanoes. Don't go hunting diamonds, please. In volcanoes, that's not a great idea, I don't think.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but in our city, a lot of Lahar.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, a lot of. Not river next to or beside.
Okay.
In little mountains all the time. Like lava, not from spoil or materially spoil after volcano happened.
Yeah.
From mountain to down, go down many kilometers. A lot
Right.
of volcano, yes.
And Hussein, do people use it to make cement?
You are right. They use.
Yep.
I really don't know who do
Yeah.
what do they, but they use.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Sorry, they say for physiotherapy, for healthy purpose.
Oh.
They use
That's right. Okay.
for
That's right. People think it has therapeutic uses. That's right, for health. You're absolutely correct. Like take a Lahar bath or whatever, something like that. You're absolutely correct. People also use it once it kind of dries up. It can be used to make cement, actually.
you know, very interesting. There, there is all factory of cement. They have maybe relationship in it.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. They basically mined the Lahar in the areas around this volcano, usually riverbeds. That's what it's called. The bottom of a river is a riverbed. Silly me, I couldn't think of that earlier. Anyway, they mine them for material to make cement, actually. Very common here around in my area. Okay, let's, using, the words. Let's see if we can use them in normal sentences. Make sure we got the meanings here. Review a couple of them. Or hey, number 9, go ahead and read the sentence and fill in the blank.
I need some help here. Can you help, or would you mind helping me in how can I pronounce the word close or near to near?
Near to near. Near to near?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Naples?
Oh, Naples. Oh, oh, I thought you meant the mountain name. Okay, Naples.
Vesuvius and Naples?
Oh, okay, very good. You got it.
Okay. maybe it's Mount Vesuvius near Naples. Is one of the most famous in the world. Famous what? Famous volcano?
Yeah, it has to be permanent structure. All of the other things here are not permanent. Thank goodness. But yeah, a volcano stays there. So in order to be famous, or hey, famous, not famous, not like Mickey Mouse, famous, us.
Famous.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So that's right. Volcano, Mount Vesuvius. Okay. All right, very good. Anna, how about number 10?
Okay, many parts of sub-Saharan Africa suffer from drought.
Drought. Okay, very good. That is correct. What, Anna? What does it mean, sub-Saharan? Saharan. Do you know what that means?
Yes, uh, the down.
Good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like sub always means under. Like submarine. Whenever you see sub, think of submarine. So something down. So below, like below Saharan Africa, like that. Okay, so this prefix that starts a lot of words, very good, Anna, always means down or below. That's right. Alejandro, number 11.
Yes, many low lying parts of England suffer from floods after prolonged periods of rain in the winter.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. And low-lying parts, low-lying areas, these are common collocations in English to talk about low sea level. So areas that are prone to flood. In the United States, for example, it makes an enormous difference how much your insurance is for your house. If you live on a floodplain, okay, which would be a low-lying part, low-lying area, your house insurance is going to cost you a fortune. Because a floodplain, it means it's probably going to flood if there's ever heavy rain or a heavy snow melt, whatever. So low-lying areas, floodplains. All right. Okay, Hussein, number 12.
San Francisco and Tokyo are both situated right in the middle of dangerous tectonic zones.
Well, that's true. Earthquake zones, tectonic zones, you're not wrong. And of course, those lines, or do you know what those lines are called? Where the cracks or the boundaries, that's it. The boundaries between tectonic plates. Do you know what those are called in English?
Tectonic zone.
Of the lines between two plates pushing against each other in the middle, where they push against each other.
Earthquake?
Well, that causes an earthquake, but yeah, those are called fault lines. Okay, fault lines. Okay, the answer for 12 is actually dangerous earthquake zones. Hussein said tectonic zones. That's very close, and that really does describe. You might say they're right in the middle of fault lines as well. They're on, or actually, rather than right in the middle, they're right on fault lines, which are, of course, boundaries. The actual answer is earthquake, but there's a number of answers that would actually fit in reality. Okay, let's move on and do something a little different. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, this will give us extra things to talk about. All right. Which thing are they describing here? Go ahead and read. Zingyo, I'm going to start with you. Read number 1 and then tell me which disaster are they describing?
Number 1, this year's crops have been lost. The land here is so dry now that farmers are unable to grow anything. All the water hills have dried up, and there are dead animals everywhere. Drought.
Is a drought. Okay. One of the primary concerns with the drought, of course, are the crops. Crops, of course, being plants that we eat, whatever they are. Corn crop, wheat crop, tomato crop, what have you, fruit or vegetables. Okay. Right. Okay. Very good. Let's continue. Luciana, can you read number 2, please?
Okay. The water level was being rising steadily since the river burst its bank this morning, and the area is now under 2 meters of water.
2 meters.
Meters of water.
All right. What's going on?
It's wave.
Well,
Right? Is this?
I think
I don't remember the name.
I think it's a flood.
A flood. Okay.
Yeah, it's a flood. I have a weird question. In Luciano, what is a flood in your language?
How we speak?
Yeah.
Uma inundação.
Okay, it's different. Any Spanish speakers here? Anna? Hey, Anna.
Yes,
Question.
inundación.
What is flood in Spanish?
Inundación.
Okay, it's different. Okay. Sorry, I was just I was asking because again I live in the Philippines and many words are the same in the Filipino language as the Spanish language because of course just like Mexico, the Spaniards were here for many years. So I was wondering if they have the same word because in Tagalog it's baha. It's called a baha, a flood. But anyway, sorry, just thank you for that information. I was curious about it.
I can interrupt many interesting things. Sorry about that for interrupting. I read Latin American or even Spain American. Why they Latin American and Spain? Maybe language seem very similar, and why they name it Spain American or Latin American?
I don't know. Does anybody know why is it called Latin America? I don't know.
Maybe language similar. I don't know absolutely.
I don't know absolutely either. Actually,
I think it's because your language comes from Latin, is Spanish, Portuguese, etc.
Okay, because they're Romance language, meaning they're Latin from root Latin, maybe. Okay.
And sorry, and about other the Baha, what it means? Baha. What?
Yeah, it's Tagalog. It's you don't need to know that if you're learning English. I was just curious. It's Tagalog. It's actually Filipino language. But I was curious if it was similar to Portuguese or Spanish, because many words are.
Sorry, why I asked you? In our language, we name it spring Bahar, but in the end, Bahar. Maybe a lot of floods because of Bahar. Very interesting
Interesting.
thing.
It
I
is.
for me also.
It is
First time
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting similarities in widely divergent languages. And okay, all right. Okay, the river burst its banks, as I was telling you earlier about talking about river banks. Banks are the sides of the river. Okay, it burst its banks. Useful word, it overflowed. Overflow can be a noun or a verb. The river overflowed its banks, or there was an overflow, a noun, either way. Okay, let's continue. Thank you, Luciana. Geverson, number 3, please.
Let's see. Along the path of twisters' cars were lifted hundreds of meters into the air. One caravan ended up half a mile from where it had been.
Uh,
It looks like a hurricane.
no, and I'll tell you why. Hang on, Zingy, I'll get to you in just a second. I'll tell you why, because this word here, twister, yeah, this is a synonym. Synonym meaning a word that means the same. It's a synonym for tornado.
Tornado.
Yeah.
I don't realize so good the difference between tornado and hurricane.
Okay.
I did not realize so well.
All right. Well, a hurricane is vast. It literally can be hundreds of miles. You can have a 200 or 300 mile wide hurricane, and it hits the coast. It starts in the ocean, and it hits the coast, and it wide ranging devastation. The winds, I don't know how fast the winds are. I don't know. 150 kilometers per hour, 180 kilometers per hour, like that. A twister or a tornado is only I don't know, 100 meters? No, not even 50 meters wide, but it's spinning extremely fast, and the cloud comes down and touches the ground. You can see the cloud touching the ground. And where it touches the ground, it rips it up. It just rips up the ground.
It's like more focused in the place.
Much more, precisely, much more focused. And the winds are incredible, phenomenal speeds, 300, 400, 500 kilometers an hour. So they're not widespread, but whatever they touch is absolutely destroyed. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There are many of them. The area that gets the most is actually United States. Central United States gets more than anywhere, usually in the spring and summer. Actually, right about now. Now is prime tornado time, actually. April, May, June, usually gets most of them. Zinio, your question?
I have found a mistake of this sentence.
You have? What's that?
Along the path of, we should delete the of.
Wait a minute, along the path. Why? Along the path of the twister. I don't understand. What's the problem?
The twister cars act as the subject of the sentence.
Oh, no. I see what you're... of the twister is a prepositional phrase. It's not twister cars. Twister's a noun, not an adjective. What may make this easier to understand, which if I was the author, you have a point. If I was the author, Xingyu, I would have a comma here to differentiate the prepositional phrase from the next noun. Would that help? Along the path of the twister, comma, cars were lifted hundreds of meters into the air. That's what I would do to make it clearer. You have a point. The author could have made this more clear, but it is not actually grammatically incorrect. It's okay. Twister's a noun. This is a prepositional phrase. You have two prepositional phrases along the path of the twister. This is actually the subject noun. Cars. Verb, were lifted. Okay? So you're just, that's it.
Thank you for your helping. Thank you.
Sure. Sure. That's what I'm here for. Jorge, number 4, please.
Lava poured down the side of the mountain, destroying everything in his path, and the village is now buried under a carpet of ash.
Okay.
This is Volcano.
This is definitely a volcano. Okay. Jorge, a couple small pronunciation fixes I want to offer you. It's funny, where I live in the Philippines, they say mountain the same way you do. In English, we say mountain. The second syllable is very reduced, just quick tin. Mountain. Mountain. Basically like that, yeah. Mountain. Yeah, it's a quick Mountain.
Mountain.
That's it. That's it. Not mountain.
Native people. American people.
Yeah, Americans. Well, yeah, British as well. And the other one, a very commonly mispronounced word, is the verb to bury. It actually is a homophone, bury, and it's a homophone with berry, like you eat a strawberry, raspberry, blueberry. It sounds exactly the same. Berry, berry. So the village is now buried under a carpet of ash. Sounds exactly the same. Very, very common. One that everyone, all English learners, I think every single English learner mixes that one up. It's very confusing because of the U, of course. But there you go. But yeah, obviously, again, there's the lava, the ash we talked about. Very good. Carpet of ash, by the way. Strong collocation. This is a phrase commonly used. Especially, I mean, obviously talking about volcanoes. Anna, how about number 5?
Okay, the tremor measuring 6 on the Richter scale only lasted for 4 seconds, but it was enough to cause large cracks in several roads.
What's this?
Can you for see the answer, please?
Can I scroll up? Yes, okay.
Okay.
Whoops. It's not here.
Okay. Earthquake?
Earthquake, yes. Okay, do you know what the Richter scale is? Anna?
What?
Do you know what the Richter scale? Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay. This is great. They measure the degree of vibration of the earthquake. So when you see, for example, in Nepal, it was, what was it on the Richter scale? 7. It was high, 7.8, 7.6. I don't remember. But for every number, it's always like 6.2. For every number, the beginning number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it is 10 times more destructive, 10 times more force applied. So a 7.0 is 10 times worse than a 6.0, like that. That's the basic scale. So when you hear the numbers for earthquakes, it's a scale that rises like this. It's not a flat rise. It's a hyperbolic curve. So a 9.0 is 100 times worse than a 7.0. So it's 1,000 times worse than a 6.0. So if you hear about a 9.0 earthquake, that is a monster. So anyway, that's how that works. Okay, I am out of time, and I am over time, actually. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. I'll see you next time. Hope to see you guys again. Bye for
Thank
now.
you. Thank you.